Hi, so today I'm gonna give a demo of how to register Windows Server in our Rancher cluster. So on the right corner we can see this is our Windows Server virtual machine. What we have is Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation, which is released in the end of September. So okay, and then I have our Windows Server. We have Docker installed in our Windows Server. You can see from a Docker version. As you can see, our version is 1.12 and our architecture is just Windows. So this is the Docker version. This is the Docker running our Windows server. Okay, so next I'm going to register our Windows host in our Rancher cluster. So this is my cluster. I'll click add a host. Save that. Okay, so for Windows host, we don't need this URL. We will need a different command line. So we will just copy that URL in here, and we will run a different command. So that command just adds to register the Windows server in our Rancher cluster. And then that Rancher agent is different than the Rancher agent in Linux one. It's built on the Windows platform. It has a different build process, and then its goal is to register the host in the server. As you can see, we get the URL, we get the agent IP, and then we will just get access key, secret key of our cattle, and then we just launch our agent. So when we run Docker PS, we can see the image name called Windows agent, and it's an agent running our hypervisor container, and then it acts as an agent in our Windows server to receive the events from cattles, and then just do something in our Docker. Okay, so when we can go to UI, go to UI. As we can see, we have our Windows host. We can see the CPU, we can see the memory, we can see the storage. Storage will be a little bit different. You need to be changed in UI to pick out the value. So for right now, it's just 0. So we can see the Docker version, which is 1.12.1, and we can see the operating system, which is Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation. And from the graph, we can see the status of our host, our Windows host. We can see how much CPU, how much memory, network storage we used. We can monitor the status of our host. So let's go to the container side. Let's launch a container. So for the Windows platform, we need to run image which is built on the Windows one. So that Ubuntu don't work in the Windows, doesn't work in the Windows. So we need to change a simple image. Let's call it Microsoft IIS. Let's name it test1. And then for the network mode, there's a little bit different in the UI because we have different options for the Windows server. We have 3 options: transparent, net, and none. These 3 options that are applicable for Windows one, but for the Linux one, like the bridge, host, managed container, won't works in the Windows. So for right now, we just choose the none. In the future, we will just change the option for the Windows, and then we can specify a port map. We can map our 1, 2, 3, 4 ports on the host to the 80 on our container, and then we can just create the container. Installing the container, and then okay, it's running. So it's running, but we cannot see the status because for right now, Docker status doesn't support the Windows platform. So we will just wait for it to get supported, and then we will just implement that one in our agent. So at that time, you will be able to see the status of your container. So let's do Docker PS. Okay, so we got our container, we got our Microsoft container running on our Windows host, and then let's go to the port mapping. Let's go to our IP address for our Windows host. Let's go to 1234, which is mapped in our container. Let's do a right click. Okay, we can see the welcome page for our container, which is the welcome page of our Microsoft IIS. And so in the same time, you can just deploy your own image, your Microsoft own image in your container, and you will be able to launch your application in our Rancher server. Okay, so let's go to the Rancher. Let's go back. Okay, so let's see how to execute into the container. You can manage that one. Let's do an execute shell. Okay, cool. Let's see. We can execute into the container. We can run the PowerShell in our container. You can manage that. Like if you can see the IP config. Let's do it. Okay, you got IP config. You can see there's no IP address because it's non-network mode. So if you choose the transparent network mode, you will be able to see it gets the IP address from the DHCP, from the dynamic IP server, and then you will just get the IP address same as your physical host. And if you choose the net network mode, you will be able to get a bridge IP address with a prefix of 172. So that just depends on what kind of network mode you choose. But for right now in UI, we will not be able to demo the transparent net. But once the option change, we will be able to demo that. And then we can see the logs. Okay, just this one is just logs. It has the logs. It logs the information. Sorry, it logs the information when you launch the container, which is the IIS information. So for in IIS container, when you launch that container, you just get these 2 lines of logs. Okay, so let's go to the UI. So for right now, I think we will build a new UI for the Windows server. So because a lot of fields won't work in Windows server, for example, when we click security and host, like this server, this a lot of CPU and then some memory are just working in the Linux one, but they won't work on the Windows. So we will build new UI to pick up the new fields that this only works for the Windows, and then we will be able to show that on UI, so you can change your option when you run your container, and then when you launch your application. Okay, so I think that's all. So just a simple example but for in the future we will just build a more complete application. We will complete our agent to have more functionality to support our Windows server, and you will experience more feature in our Windows server. Thanks.